In the anime community, it's commonly discussed what would happen if Kid Goku was thrown into many different verses, as it's no secret how powerful characters are in Dragon Ball Z, let alone Dragon Ball Super. So that is why we as a community like to dial it back a page and go right back to the beginning of the story so we can actually give Goku and the characters of Dragon Ball an actual challenge. And that is exactly what I'm doing today. In this video I'm going to be covering what would happen if Kid Goku was inside the One Piece verse and if he would be able to solo it. But if you guys like content like this, you know what to do, hit that like button and subscribe, as I do post content like this regularly and it's a win-win. You guys show support and I'll give it back to you in videos, whether it's One Piece, other anime, or just fiction in general. In due time I'm going to cover it, so be there when I go there. But I think that's enough of my babbling. Why don't I get into the video and see if Kid Goku can truly solo the One Piece verse. Now before I get into the video, why don't I go over the rules so you guys know what is exactly going to happen inside this video. Now the first rule is going to be where Goku is situated and what his whole situation is. Goku is going to appear out of the sky and he's going to land on a random island, and CPs are going to pick this up, note it down, tell Emu, and because he is somebody from a different dimension, they're going to automatically say that he needs to be killed on the spot, and they're going to lie and say he has the One Piece as well. Why they're going to do this? Well, it's a what if. Like, I'm gonna break a few boundaries here. And so with the situation being set, I'm now gonna set out the two variants we're gonna cover in this video. The first variant I will be using will be the one that fought Demon King Piccolo, which means everything he learned during the fight and before the fight will be applicable. And then the second one will have Haki instead of Ki, so we have all of his memories from the Dragon Ball world and even know all about his Ki control and everything, but he won't be able to use his Ki. Instead we have to tap into his Haki and see what he can do with Haki. And so with the rules out of the way, why don't I get into the video. Now first of all, I'm going to start off by scaling Goku and seeing how strong Goku is as a character. Now although many may not think much of Kid Goku is extremely strong, and I'm going to explain why. In the 21st World Tournament, Goku is able to go bar for bar with Jackie Chun, and he's able to only lose just because of his reach. And this is extremely shocking as Goku hadn't been training for that long under Master Roshi, so the fact that he's able to go toe to toe with Jackie Chun is a massive feat here. It's also great to mention that Jackie Chun does have a lot more experience than Goku, so the fact that he was able to be pushed to this point does show how strong and adaptive Goku can be during battle. By the time we got to the Red Ribbon Army Saga, he's able to take missiles to the face and do crazy things. And then by the 22nd World Tournament, he's able to blitz light. A lot of people like to overlook this feat, but when you actually look at this feat, it's extremely impressive. Goku is able to sense that Tien is about to do the solar flare. Although he doesn't know what it is, he's able to know that he's doing some sort of attack, and so by the time Tien lets off the solar flare, he's able to turn around, go grab Master Roshi's glasses, who was out of the ring, and jump back in the ring while the glasses on his face. Essentially, he's just blitzed light and stood there while doing the peace sign. I feel like a lot of people do undermine this Kid Goku feat, but it's very important when scaling him. And while we're on the topic of Master Roshi, wait, no, that's not Master Roshi, that's Jackie Chun. My fault. So they look very similar, that's my fault. I apologize. But while we're on the topic of Jackie Chun is able to blow up the moon, and I'm gonna come back to this very soon. But not too long after, the Demon King Piccolo saga starts after the 22nd World Tournament, and this is where Goku has to face off against Piccolo. Now as we know, at the beginning of the arc, Master Roshi wants to go up against Demon King Piccolo and thinks that Goku shouldn't even go near him because even Master Roshi himself is weaker. But as we know, by this point in the story, Goku is stronger than Master Roshi, but obviously Master Roshi just doesn't want his student to die, as Demon King Piccolo is still very strong. And the reason we know that Goku is stronger than Master Roshi is because Jackie Chun and Tien have a fight and Tien beats him, so we know that Goku is stronger than him because Goku fought Tien, and as we know, Jackie Chun and Master Roshi are equal in power. So as we know, while Demon King Piccolo is unleashing hell on earth, Goku decides to go up to Korin and he trains, and when he comes back he has a massive power boost. And so while he's heavily injured, Goku is able to defeat Demon King Piccolo. Him defeating Demon King Piccolo is massive, as Roshi didn't even think that his full power mode would be enough and decided to go for the Mafuba instead of his full power Kamehameha. This is pivotal to Goku's scaling, as this means that Master Roshi didn't believe that his moon busting attack would have done the damage to King Piccolo that he would have wanted. And remember, this isn't me factoring the fact that Master Roshi did get stronger after the 21st World Tournament. And so far in the story, we've been able to see that Goku does have really impressive speed feats and really impressive AP feats. And due to how ki works, Goku should be able to take as much damage as he can put out most of the time. Obviously, when you have the attacks like the Kamehameha where it does raise your base ki by a little bit, it does push you past your limits, so you won't be able to tank it as well. But all of his regular attacks, he should be able to tank them just fine. You also have his endurance, and we've seen multiple times through the story that Goku is able to take a lot of punishment and get back up, especially during his King Piccolo fight where he's able to use his one arm and still win. Follow up on that, we do have Goku's IQ, and Goku at times can be very stupid and gullible, but at the exact same time he is a very fast learner. His most infamous display of this would be him learning the Kamehameha after seeing Roshi doing it only once. To put it in perspective, Roshi said that it should take you 50 years to learn it, yet it took Goku not even a few moments. And since Goku is still young, he's very susceptible to many different weird moves that you may pull out of your bag. We saw this with Jackie Chun, and we also saw this with Tien. And so although Goku is a very intelligent fighter, at times he can also be very gullible. And finally, we have Goku's hacks. As we are very familiar with, Dragon Ball's main power system is ki, and ki is extremely versatile. It allows Goku to protect himself, fire off beams, and also sense how strong people are and where people are. Later on down the line, ki is able to do many other things like bind people in place, but Goku doesn't really know that here, so I'm not going to use that. But as we know, Goku can use basically every ki attack that he has been shown, but if he hasn't used it in the story at this point, I won't say that he can use it. Now, as we know, Goku's most infamous move is the Kamehameha, but another move that he does pull out very regularly inside of Dragon Ball is the after image technique. And essentially the after image technique is just him darting around really fast so that it makes after images of himself. And if you've got pretty good senses, it won't really do too much, but if you don't have really good senses and can't keep up with him, then yeah, it will be a very dangerous move that he can use against you. Another thing Goku does have at his disposal is his Uzaru form and just his tail in general. Goku has shown at points to use his tail to fly and then also use his tail to attack people. It's basically like a fifth limb, but at times it can be used as a weakness. Now at this point in the story, Goku uses it as a weapon and more as a fifth limb, as he's able to get over his tail's weakness. At this point, the only way his tail can be used as a negative against him is when he's fighting somebody and the moon is out and he turns into an Uzaru, and this Uzaru form is something that we have to get into. While the Uzaru does increase his power by tenfold, it does also detriment him and basically make him a mindless ape. I mean, I'm not saying that as an insult, he genuinely is a mindless ape. And at this point in the story, Goku is a power level of 260, and if you times that by 10, that is 2 times as strong as Raditz. And so you can only imagine what he can do. And even if we take it down a peg and focus on Piccolo, who was able to completely obliterate a moon, this Goku would be at least 5 times stronger than him. So yeah, Goku at this point would be basically unstoppable. But fortunately, I don't think the fights will go on until night, so they won't have to see Uzaru Goku. And so now I feel like at this point I've gone over Goku's scaling. We know how strong he is in terms of AP, we know how fast he is, we know how durable he is, we know how much he can endure, and we've seen his hacks. So why don't we just get into the versus battle and see how the first variant of Goku would be inside the One Piece verse. Now, as I said before, it will take place on an island that's random and a lot of people are going to be flocking here. Now, this is going to be just before Egghead, so yes, Luffy will have Gear 5 and yes, everybody will be doing their own thing, but people will be turning away from Hachinosu, people will be turning away from all these different islands like Egghead and whatnot, and be focusing on that one island to come and fight Goku. Now, with everybody coming his way, would Goku be able to take all these people on at once? I do believe so, although he would get overwhelmed and there are a lot of people that will be fighting him. I think Goku should be able to hold himself up pretty well. And the main reason I believe this is because of his ki sensing abilities and the fact that he can endure all of their attacks. In reality, the only people that Kid Goku should even really be fazed by are people like Law, who have really weird hacks. Aside from that, Goku should be able to take their attacks, and yes, he will be damaged, but I do believe that he should be able to one-shot a lot of people in his vicinity. Now, where he will be stopped dead in his tracks are people with low gears, and people like Akainu, Kuzan, and obviously people like Blackbeard and whatnot. They will cause him a lot of trouble. Now, you could say things like the Kamehameha should be able to deal with these people, as the Kamehameha is a raw form of energy, and so energy should be able to damage these people. But for the sake of this, I'm going to say that he can't, but if he can, then I do believe that a one massive Kamehameha should be able to wipe out a lot of people. So the conclusion of this massive battle with everybody rushing towards him would be, well, if he's able to defeat Law quick enough and able to defeat a few other people that do have hack space abilities that can one-shot him, I do believe that it will come down to the fact that he can't really hurt the low gears, and the low gears are probably going to break him down over time, as Goku does have a lot of stamina, but he can't fight forever. And I want to point out people like Kuzan and Sakazuki, as they are the people that have gone on for 10 days, while we haven't really seen Goku go on for that long. Although he does have a lot of stamina at this point in the story, he doesn't have that type of stamina. And so unfortunately, it does come to a point where Goku is going to lose. And no, this does not happen because he's weak, it only happens because he can't hit them. So why don't we go over a scenario where he can hit them. Now, as I stated before, I do believe that raw ki attack should be able to damage people like Sakazuki and Kuzan. But since I don't want to argue with every single person that comes across this video and disagrees with that take, why not I just use a version where he can factually damage them? And so since Haki and Ki are very similar within how they're very spiritual, I can see Goku doing really well with Haki right off at the bat. Now remember, this will not be Goku enhanced by anything ki based, it will be enhanced by Haki, so the multipliers will be different here, and obviously what he can do will be different here, and that does mean that he loses the Kamehameha. And so for his armament Haki, I do believe that he will be able to use emission right off at the bat, mainly due to him being able to use ki based attacks. Internal destruction is something that I can see him learning during the heat of battle, but we're not going to get onto that just yet. His observation Haki will definitely be at the highest level, if not at future sight, as we know Goku does like using his ki to sense and use it for basically everything he does inside the battle. Having extremely good awareness and senses is extremely key inside of a Dragon Ball fight, so I can see basically everybody from that verse having really good observation Haki. And so following up on observation Haki, we have Conqueror's Haki, and so I've already made a video if Goku would have Conqueror's Haki, and I do believe 100% yes, he would have Conqueror's Haki, but in this scenario I don't know if he would know if he has it straight away, but I do believe that he would know as the battle goes on that he can use it. And so with that being said, why don't I get into the fight and see what would happen if Goku had Haki while facing the One Piece verse. Now, of us removing ki, I do believe that his AP and his durability would drop a tiny bit. I don't believe that he would drop all the way down to something like country level, but he would definitely be at the bare minimum multi-continental. And so going into this fight, Goku would have advanced armament Haki and really good observation Haki, if not future sight, but he won't know that he has Conqueror's Haki and won't be able to use advanced Conqueror's Haki. But I feel like him having Conqueror's Haki or not won't be a massive difference here, as he's still going to be able to put in a lot of work. And while he's putting in work, he's going to be seeing all these different people pulling out these different moves, and advanced Conqueror's Haki is going to come at him one way or another. And once he picks up on people using advanced Conqueror's Haki and people being able to see into the future, he will definitely pick up on future sight, and he'll definitely get advanced Conqueror's Haki and know that he has Conqueror's Haki. And so past this point, it is definitely undeniable that Goku would beat everybody inside the One Piece verse and solo. Moves like his rock paper scissors, his Arthur image effect and everything else will still be there, so he's able to use all those different cool moves, and yeah, they will help him drastically throughout the battle. And so with that being said, why don't I wrap up the video. In conclusion, Goku will definitely be able to solo the One Piece verse whether you like it or not. In both versions, he does have the AP, the durability, the speed, and everything about him just to solo the verse. He does have it, it's there, he can use it. But if you guys disagree, you know what to do. Comment down below and have an argument in the comment section. Try bring your debunks and everything so you can obviously chop it up there, and yeah, just make sure to keep it civil. Do not start screaming and shouting and telling everybody to do certain things. Keep it nice and civil, because I know how these things go. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I really did enjoy making this video. I did write the script properly for this video, as I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna take a few minutes here just to talk to everybody that's like, if you're a real fan, you'll be here, so I'll talk to you guys like one-on-one here. So my last video, after I posted it and listened to it back, I was like, okay, I really got to start formatting my videos a little bit better here, because number one, I made a few mistakes, and I'm not going to look in the comment section of that video because I did make a lot of mistakes, and so I know a lot of people are going to be like, no homo pounding me for it, no homo pause, but a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you missed this, you missed that. But the one thing that I missed that was integral to the video was the fact that Kaido was gonna live because Law never made that hole, meaning Kaido was never gonna fall into the ground. That is something that I completely missed, and it went over my head, and I think it probably did go through my head, but I was like, I don't know. But yeah, that is why this video, I came in fully 100% locked with the script on point. I made sure I checked everything, and I do know that there are going to be people out there that are going to obviously go in there and say that a few things can be debunked, like the Goku moon scaling. I know that one is going to annoy a lot of people. I don't know why, but people just don't like that sort of scaling for Kid Goku, and they believe that he's like, I don't know, continental level. At bare minimum, he is multi-continental, because Demon King Piccolo does throw out a statement saying something about he's gonna blow up the continent or something like that. It's very similar to that, and you can scale it to that. But yeah, so there was a few things that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna comment this video 100% locked, so I don't have any issues. So yeah, sorry if like you watched the what if and was like, man, this guy missed a few things out. But yeah, aside from that, I'm gonna stop my rant here, because like, I'm gonna let you guys do whatever you need to do. So I shall see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.